telling us we should do. We should have been doing that a long time ago, is what I'm saying.
So your question, if I understand it correctly, and this will be speculation, I don't have any data, but I can give you what I think the problem is. And your question, if I understand it correctly, is why in the church we have a problem when the preacher can't see us, that type of thing?
No,
what do we ask?
When they're working to take care of their
right.
family, you know, because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, so they gotta take care of their family. You know, why do we have a problem with that? You know, if you're gonna have a problem with that, take care of the preacher and his family, you won't have that problem. But I'm just saying, in the Church of Christ, that has not been the case, because a lot of people that I know who are preachers' kids, they don't even come to church, a whole lot of them. They don't come to church like they should, because they're angry with the church.
Well, that can happen. I see your hand. One thing that kind of happens, and this is speculation, is that people feel that financially, that preachers, some people feel they should be doing better financially than the rest of the congregation. And the reason I say that is because they think that what the preacher gets every week is enough. Pay is equated to adequate pay. Pay is pay. Pay don't mean pay is adequate. Follow me?
You know, the Bible says that the people looked at Moses as God, because when God wanted the people to come to the mountain, up to the mountain, they say, no, Moses, we're not going, you go. And we'll listen to what you say.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, that's what people say.
But that's what you're supposed to do with the man of God. See, that's what we have gotten away from in the body of Christ.
But you know what I'm saying you did when you got off that mountain? See all the mess. Hey, Moses, go. Moses, you got the word. Moses. Yeah, Moses. You know what, Moses? Whatever God tell you, we gonna do. All right, that's what we gonna do. Let's go over here. We gotta go over here and take Jericho. We gotta go
and what happened?
Hold up, Moses.
Yeah,
Hold
exactly.
Matter of fact,
real
I don't
people,
know if
bro.
you're right, Moses. What we gonna do, we gonna go over here and we gonna start talking. We need a new leader. Matter of fact, let's go back to slavery. Well, I'm Joshua. I tell you bye. And me and my house gonna serve the Lord. But that's my opinion on it. I see I'm gonna get the hands, and then I only got like two. I only got like 1 minute.
No, I'll be real brief, just to address as far as the difference in the preacher's kids and how, you know, they view their father being away from home versus the Church of Christ. I grew up, we were AME, my daddy had 2 churches. That feeling is universal.
It is.
Home just like
Very.
it is universal.
Very.
I'm glad she had that experience.
Very.
Brother Tim.
Some of the circumstances that I ran into as a male, and I have seen from a male standpoint, and that's when I separated myself from a lot of the things when they say that the man can go and do what he wants while the wife stay at home, but you also go back to when it said, as for this house, we gonna serve the Lord together. Just like Brother Shabazz said the other night, you got a lot of preachers that go to a lot of things, won't even include their wives in it. But you have to think about it. It's been that way since the day of the church started. And that's where you find a lot of the infidelity at, because that's what they have been taught, and it has been spread abroad amongst the other brothers that have came up under that. That's why you don't see so many marriages in the Church of Christ today. A lot of people come to me and say, hey, y'all been married longer than a lot of other people have been married, because I'm not of that lineage, man, which I would say I'm not going to serve God without my wife. That's how it is with me. I'm like the pastor said, as far as me and my house, we gonna serve God together.
Let me say this before we go. I just want to make sure I got all this. So in doing this thing we call ministry, and for us to work together. When we start talking about the man of God and all this thing, the reason this is going to be first in the lesson, this is intro. If you're coming late, listen close. You have no right to even really speculate about what we done talked about, because you done missed so much. If you want to know what we talked about, you need to be coming I can make sure it's clear. The other thing outside of that, get here early. So I didn't put that plug in there before I forget, because we finna be on this for a few months, but I guarantee you, it's gonna be, when we start talking about leadership, it's gonna be the people that did not come to class, it's gonna have a lot to say about who qualified, and you will not know. It's already happened. We've already had it. People, oh, I know so-and-so. No, you don't know. I know, but you don't know. But the person they was talking about and told me what they don't want to do. So they don't know. I know. So that's one thing. We have to have some confidence and understanding that we carrying out our individual roles. The other thing I want to say about the Church of Christ that has hurt us and that I think is going to change, definitely going to change with generations coming behind, we have tried so hard not to be like other people that we have not paid attention to what it says to be.
Right.
Like you said about
Right.
that honor, that respect that people have for Moses and stuff like that. We ain't got no respect in the church for preachers. And then we got certain ones out here now, like my father in the gospel, again, that we're trying to elevate the pulpit. You say, well, why are you trying to do that? Because the people in the church don't seem to have a respect for the man of God. And it's come out of this miscommunication, this misteaching about elders being his boss. That's where it seems to come. Because if you notice, denominations, right or wrong, when you get behind an ideal, right or wrong, we just happen to be right, okay? And we prove it in a certain way. But the thing is, if we would get behind that and move, that man that is the spearhead, if you will. Everybody, it's like everybody's the staff. You got to be the driving force. If let's just make it personal. If I'm gonna do something, but I ain't got no force behind me, what I'm gonna really penetrate? What I'm gonna really do? I need everybody behind me so we can really do some damage to the opposition, that is, to the opposition, to the enemy. We're not fighting Church of Christ, but we got to recognize our issues so we can be better. So I'm saying all that to say, when it came to the man of God, we did all this preaching and teaching about, oh, he ain't no reverend. Don't call him no reverend and all that. And he's just a man. Listen, that just a man stuff, throw it out the window.
That's right.
Throw it out the window, because you won't find it in there. Because if he was just a man, those of you that were here, and we talked about that phrase, man of God, he wouldn't be called man of God 78 times, only used for that person, and then given that specific word. And the moment anybody look at the Old Testament, the moment Moses' own family, blood family, said a word about Moses negative, God was ready to take him out. Now, wait, this is what I want you to see. Don't know. This is what I want you to see. Be holy as I am holy. Who said that? God said that. God said, let this mind be in you. So if you're to be like God, and you see this example of how God feels about the person he put in place, about his man, what's wrong with us? Every time the people bless God's man, God did something good for them. Because he had already got his blessing through them, because they allowed themselves to be used. But every time they, look at the man, Elijah was going back and forth preaching. She said, the man of God keep coming this way. We're going to set up a room. We're going to put a table in there and put a bed in there, just in case he needs to stop and refresh himself from wherever he's going carrying the word. She got blessed. They died, then he came back, but he still got blessed. The point is, if you bless and do what God, and do it because of God. You don't do it simply, just do it because of God. If you do it out of the right heart and the right motive, it's going to work. It is going to work. So this is an intro. We're going to start off with the preacher. If you haven't noticed already, we'll try to pick up here. If there are people that want to come, you need to tell folk to come. Those of you that were here from the beginning, and those of you that came later, something you don't understand, you can ask somebody that was here from the beginning. I would prefer you ask me for clarity. And get in here. We're going to be doing this on Wednesday night. and I'm asking for your help in this regard. Don't forget today in the sense that, listen, we're gonna teach this stuff when it come time, okay? And people are asking, not just me, the talking. Y'all know we talk. Come on, don't act like we don't talk. Why y'all ain't got no elders yet? Why y'all ain't got no deacons? Brother Taylor don't need to be the only one that can answer that question. I'm not standing up here for 3 months doing this to be the only one that can answer that question. I can answer the question now. We can close up shop. I ain't got to do this. But this teaching, the people of God have to understand it. So when that talk start and people be like, I know brother so-and-so qualified, and they in that parking lot talking to you, you need to say one or two things. Well, if you think so, you might want to go talk to Brother Taylor. Or let me show you some scripture as to why you might want to rethink that. Oh, well, where you get that knowledge? Well, if you had been here and came to the class that Brother Taylor did. So I'm saying that, y'all, because when we get later in the year and we start talking about, oh, well, we ain't never had this teaching. Everybody in here is a witness, and some of y'all gonna be the ones that had it twice.
Right.
What is it, 3? Twice? 3? 3 for you, okay. So twice for most of us.
Right.
This will be the second time, I believe, second time around. All right, I am finished. We are in here Wednesday. We're gonna continue. We are talking about leadership, whatever congregation they at, whomever it is, tell folk to come, and let's learn.